All right. Hello, everybody. This is EJ, and I'm back with another episode of Naja Nights. So, for today's episode, okay, so it's been taking me a minute to do another episode, y'all, because I don't know. I just been like, it's a struggle trying to figure out what you want to talk about, you know? But I figured, well, why not talk about something that's happening recently? So I wanted to discuss basically the year of 2020 and like just stuff that's been happening this year. I might not get to all of it, this episode isn't going to be too long, but I guess for the main part we can just discuss like this dang pandemic thing, that's been happening. Like, it's something like, I think so many people, we all want to make content and just lift each other's spirits and all of that, and it's understandable, but it's like at some point it's good to talk about what's happening, talk about the reality of the situation that we're in, and for everyone to come to common ground on it, and basically just see where we are and understanding of what's happening in our reality. And one of my main questions I wanted to ask first, I just wanted to make sure everybody's good. I'm like, girl, is everybody good? I know that I don't have a big audience at the moment, but to whoever's listening, girl, it would be good. I would love for you to comment and let me know that you're okay. Or if you're not okay, it's okay. We could have a little therapy session in the comment section. It's okay. We can do either or. But I know that it's been getting to a lot of people. I've been reading comments on different blogs and different social media websites, and hearing people saying how it's getting tough for them, and some people just want to take their lives and stuff like that. And I've had moments like that where I felt very, very like heavy, and it wasn't really from the pandemic, it was just from other personal issues. But like other people say, it's like they've been going through these personal issues, but the pandemic, it made them, like, they were going through personal issues, but the pandemic made them have to face it. Like back when we had that intense quarantine where everybody had to like stay at home. And I really think that, everything should have still stayed that way. Like, we should have still had an intense quarantine, and I feel like the virus would have been gone, and then we would have been over it. Because they said the virus only needs like 14 days and then it'll die, or it takes 14 days for it to live and then it'll die off. So I'm like, if we just have everybody stay home for 3 weeks, then the virus will be gone, and then we gonna resume things. But because of how our government is, they just couldn't stand for that. They were like, no, let's just send all these people back to work. And that was so dumb. I'm like, really? You're just gonna send everybody back to work? Okay. And I love what it's this rapper named Tory Lanez, or Tory Lanez. I don't know how you say it. I think it's Tory Lanez, but it's a rapper. He posted on Twitter. He said the government only opened everything back up just because of money. He's like, it's not because of your safety or because of other things. Like, no, it's literally because of money. And I was like, thank you. Like, I was just happy to hear somebody else say it. Like, I'm like, girl, I know that's the reason why. And it's kind of understandable when you look at it from their point of view, because I always tell my friends and people around me, even though I know it's hard to do, it's very hard to do it sometimes, but sometimes it's really good to look at things from another point of view, or to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. So I take time to put myself in the shoes of these government officials, and why do they make the choices that they make? Why do they make the decisions that they make? Putting yourself in Trump's shoes or other people's shoes, just for that moment, to understand, why are you making this decision? And kind of my thought, what I assume is, maybe it's because the economy. Maybe they realize, oh crap, if we have everybody stay at home for like 3 weeks, like our economy's gonna go to shit. Like we're gonna be fucked. Like maybe that's why. But if that's the case, be transparent with your people. That's how I feel. I'm like, if I was the president, or bump presidency, because girl, if I'm the leader of the country, I'm gonna be like a king. Like, ain't no presidency, ain't no government. The government's gonna be burnt down. We're gonna start all over from zero, because I don't trust all them queens. So I'm not gonna, no, I don't trust you, ho. So I'm gonna be the king, and I'm gonna have, like, I always told my friends, I'm like, if the world ever came to that, like, I'll be good, because my family is very intelligent. So like I would have like different people of my family like be in my council, Like they'll counsel me and help me out with my decisions for the country. But I'm like, that's how it kind of should be. Like, I just think like a presidency was cool in the beginning for America, but nowadays it's probably just not that great, because it just isn't. Like nowadays, like nowadays we gotta like change it around. And oh, excuse me, it's like, oh girl, I keep burping. It's like nowadays it's just kind of shifted, and like a lot of black people want to be in power, and like, oh, we need to be in power, we need to have a police force that's all black people. But just like what it's an actor named Terry Crews, and a lot of people attacked him for saying that. He was like, true balance will happen when black people and white people can work together, not when we replace white people with only black people. That's not how the world's supposed to work. And a lot of people attacked him and were like, oh, you're a coon, da-da-da. And I'm like, that's not cooning. That's the reality. Reality is humans coming together and working together. Why would you want to overthrow white people and then make them the new slaves? What sense does that make? How does that bring balance to the world? True balance is when we all can come together on common ground and have a nice conversation. When I can like get Trump and pull everybody in one room, get Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, get all these girls. I can like get all of them together in one room, and I'll just sit at the table and talk to them, be like, hi, are you guys doing well? I'm gonna have some tea and some like cookies and stuff ready for them. Well, I'll see what they want, like, because Vladimir might want like some sausages and mashed potatoes, and then Trump might want some McDonald's, and Kim Jong-un might just want some bread or something, who knows. So I'll get everybody what they need, and then we're gonna all sit in the room, and I'll be like, hi, you guys, so we're gonna come to common ground. I want to know what you all need for your countries, what we can do, and we're going to work this out, because this is childish. Like the fact that we still in 2020, all these years that this planet has been in existence in this universe, y'all still acting like y'all got issues, and y'all still acting like y'all something wrong with you guys, and y'all need to be put in a dang mental hospital. So what can we do to make sure you all are being well addressed, and that you feel good and you feel like your needs are being met? And we'll have that conversation, and it'll be ethical, it'll make sense, it'll be logical, and then that'll be resolved, and then we all can move forward. But it's like, I don't know why that has not happened yet in the world, and I think it's just because of the power systems, and I think it's like maybe it's just because of these different presidents who are in power, and maybe they just don't know what they're kind of doing in a way, like, or they have their own ulterior motives, and they don't really have a lot of empathy. Because me, I feel like I have a lot of empathy, so that's why I move. Like if I was in that position, I have empathy, but I also have a lot of, I know how to balance my empathy and my logic. And me and a friend of mine were having a discussion about that, about having a balance between emotions and logic, because a lot of people are too emotional and they remove logic from their decisions. And you have to have some logic. You have to be logical and think about it in a way that it makes more sense, and not just very emotionally. Because a lot of people go, oh, I want world peace, okay, yeah, but that's just a very emotional statement. Where's the logic in it? How do you want to go about world peace? What things you have to do for each country? How is the money gonna look? You have to think about it in that type of way too. So it'll be a good, but I'm like, I don't know why they haven't had those discussions yet. And some people go, oh, well, they did have those discussions. Okay, if they did, well, they need to be public with the public and let us know what happened. Like, stop being so secretive. I think it's just like government shouldn't be so dang secretive about things. That's just how I personally feel about it. I'm just like, girl. But yeah, y'all, I'm just like, this mess, Lord. It's interesting though, this whole pandemic thing. I just hope that, I feel like I know that we'll be okay. Like, I know that we'll be okay. Like, to anyone who's listening, they're just kind of worried and wondering like what's happening, like what's going on. Like, it's gonna work out. I feel like, me, I'm very spiritual. I come from a spiritual background in my family, so we just always believe, in a way that there's divine timing in things, and that things just kind of happen the way that's meant to happen. I've been hearing many stories from a lot of friends who the pandemic actually helped them in many ways. I had a friend who, he was like struggling with payments for like student loans or something like that. It was something he was struggling with. And the pandemic just helped slow it down or something like that. and it gave him more room to breathe. Like, and then he was able to address his financial issues better because the pandemic gave him more time to actually breathe and catch his breath. So, you know, but also it's like it's a blessing for others, and then for some others it's kind of a curse. But the thing to acknowledge is just try to find what is doing for you that's beneficial. Like, you know, for some people they barely get to be at home with their kids, and this pandemic is giving them a lot more time to be at home with their families. While there's other people who, you know, it's stressing them out. Maybe, you know, they work in the service industry and they hate having to wear a mask all the time. So in that way, it's kind of a curse for them, because it's like they hate wearing masks and now they're forced to do that because they work in the service industry. So it's like, it's just it's good to take the time to sit back and try to find, okay, well, what is kind of working out for me from this pandemic, and try not even to think about that. Like, don't even think about that. Just think, what is working out for me, period. Like, you know, just thinking about those type of things, like things that help and work out for you. Like, if you're a person who you can easily go to a store and buy medicine, while there's other people who can't go buy medicine, you know, they probably can't afford it, or things like that. And that goes into the whole stimulus check thing, which I don't know why this country is struggling with that. I'm like, well, it makes no sense how we only got one stimulus check so far. It makes no sense. I'm just like, wow. And I feel like they're trying to hold back on the stimulus checks because they know that the PS5 is about to come out, and they're like, bitch, we are not releasing the stimulus check for y'all just for y'all to go buy a damn PlayStation 5. Like, you are not going to do that. They're like, you are not going to do that, because you know the girl's ready for these PS5s. And speaking of the PS5, let's go into that, girl. Like, I'm so irritated how Sony first came out talking about how the games coming to the PS5 are just gonna be exclusive for that. So they made everybody like go crazy and save up their money to go buy a PS5. Just for the last minute, they're gonna turn it around. Excuse me. For the last minute, they're gonna turn it around and go, oh, actually, you guys, some of the games coming to the PS5 are actually gonna be coming to the PS4 instead. And I'm like, girl, you trifling, and you know it, Sony, you are trifling. And we've been told the girls been known that Sony tries it, and that's why a lot of people kind of want to go to Microsoft. I kind of want to go to the Xbox, but I was telling my friend that I hate that the Xbox controllers use batteries. I'm like, that is so raggedy to me. It's so raggedy and so late and delayed. But yeah, though, I'm like, Sony really tried it though. Talking about the games are going to be exclusive to PS5, but then now we found out that some are coming to the PS4. So that's just really insane. Oh my god. But yeah, y'all. I told you this is gonna be a short episode. I just wanted to get on here real quick and just talk and just chat real quick about that whole pandemic crap, because I'm like, that is insane. And it's really annoying too, because it's like, I really wanted to travel. It happened like right when I was getting ready to travel too. Like, oh my god, I wanted to travel and go overseas, or just travel around America and enjoy myself. And then this happens out of nowhere, and I was like, okay. But as I said, some things in this world just, they happen for reasons, and it's divine reasons. And I feel like this is one of them. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it. I know. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I do believe that it's a divine reason why it happened. And yeah. And I do believe that a good bit of the people that we lost during the pandemic, they will definitely be watching over us. Like, their deaths weren't like pointless, if you get what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff was meant to be happening. It's like a chain reaction, but a positive chain reaction. It's like a positive chain reaction that's leading to a great thing, you know. I do believe so. Someone might listen and be like, oh, that's a bunch of hogwash, that's fake, I don't care, that's not true. That's okay. I'm like, believe what you believe. You have the right to do that, always. But yeah, but I will be doing more episodes soon. This was just a quick one, you guys. I just wanted to get on here and just talk and get my mouth running. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more episodes soon in the future. Yeah, just talk about different things. I plan to do some Halloweens. Well, in October I'm gonna do like some Halloweeny like type of themes. Well, I'm gonna like change around my cover art, because like I draw the cover art for my show. So like the cover art that's like sitting on my show when you watch it on YouTube, I draw that. I mean, I drew that, girl, my English. I drew that. But for like October, I plan on doing like a creepy, like something interesting, like, or just kind of flipping it around a little bit, like, because I love Halloween. So in all ways, like October is gonna be just so much for fun for me, because I love Halloween. It's just everything for me. So yeah, my show's gonna have a little Halloween twist to it for October. So yes, but many fun topics. I realized that my show, you know, me and a friend of mine, we had a discussion. We were like talking about doing things that you love, and just having that balance of, well, I love her philosophy on it, and I was like, you know what, and that's kind of how I always view what I do. But I'm like, now I'm gonna really adopt that into what I do, which is learning to do something for you, but just share it with the world, because you know that people will resonate with it. You don't know how many, but you know people will resonate with it. So but it's still great. What you're making is amazing and beautiful and fun, but make it for you and just share it. And so, and before, when I first started my podcast, it was like I was making it for me, but I was kind of making it hoping for people to watch and listen and get a reaction, and you know, a positive reaction, and gaining supporters and followers and all that type of stuff. And I realized that's not important. The really important part is just doing it because you love it. Really, like, don't care about people wanting to support it or following you or, you know, subscribing to your account. Just do it because you love it, you know. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it because it's just a lot of fun. I love doing podcasts. I love being an artist. I love singing. I love dancing. I love doing drag. And because all of it is creation for me, and all of it is expression. It's a way for me to express myself. And it's very heartwarming when you hear people saying that they love what you make. You know, when I hear people, or when I read comments and people show me a lot of love, it's very heartwarming. It's a beautiful thing to hear. But it's something you shouldn't rely on, or it's something you shouldn't strive for. It's just something, just do what you love. And then, you know, if you get a bunch of compliments on it, then cool, great, yay, all right, thank you. But, you know, go back to doing what you're doing, you know. So that's what I'm doing, y'all. So I'm really enjoying it. So, but yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like my podcast, I enjoy talking about different things. This podcast, I just talk about different topics. But in the future, I realized that a woman told me a long time ago that she feels like I have a very healing spirit, and I have many people tell me that. So I'm like, I would love to. She told me it's great to incorporate my healing into different things that I love doing. So I feel like I like to incorporate it into different things, whether it's my artwork or my podcast, or many other different things, my drag, whatever. So with this, I feel like it'll be great for me to do some different episodes that are on like topics that are more deeper topics. That'll happen in the future, eventually at some point. A really close friend of mine wants to come on the show with me, because me and him always have these deep talks. And he was like, girl, we need to like do episodes, because we always have these. And mind you, that's just the friends that I attract in my life. I attract many amazing, beautiful individuals that are close friends of mine. And we just have these conversations, and it's just, and I don't know if maybe they don't have those conversations with others. Maybe it's just me that they have those conversations with. But it's like when they're around me, we always end up going into a deep philosophical conversation about existence in the world and the universe. And it just happens. Like anybody I'll talk to, like, or not anybody, but people who are close to me. It's people who are close to me. It's like I bring that out of them. I just bring that out of them. I bring that out of their energy for them to kind of stop focusing on the other things in the world and just focus on something that's more, not like important, but just something that's more like something you don't normally discuss, basically. And so yeah, with this friend, we always have conversations like that when he comes over to my house. He's actually coming over today, so I'm doing this podcast real quick before he comes over. Yeah, so he wants to do episodes with me where we just discuss these things or just have some discussions that we usually always have just normally. So we're gonna have different ones. Like we want to do one talking about it's some deep talk, so and I'll put trigger warnings on some of the episodes that are really deep. Like one episode we want to talk about sexual abuse, because we both have had history with that and we've known people with that. So it'll be a beautiful conversation and obviously I always approach every topic with a lot of love and knowing, and just I always want, like, my podcast, I feel like it's a very safe space, so people know they can come here and relax and there's nothing to worry about. You can just relax, like, kick off your shoes and kick off your shoes and relax your feet. I forgot the rest of the song, but it's a safe space, and come here and relax and enjoy yourself. And even if it's a very deep conversation, just know that you're okay and that we're all here together. We're having this conversation together, and that's the whole point of it. So but yeah, topics like that. We're gonna have topics about self-worth and loving yourself, different topics about finding yourself, spiritual journeys, just different things like that. And that's stuff that I normally talk about on my own, so I'm like, I might have an episode where I discuss that maybe on my own, who knows, but it's gonna just happen organically. And even if me and my friend talk about it again, like if I talk about it a second time, it's okay, because it's just stay tuned. It's gonna be amazing. I'm really, really excited. Yeah, so we doing this, child. We doing this. But I pray that everybody's doing well. Pray that you're doing well, enjoying your year. I know that this year's been kind of tough for a lot of people, and I'm very sorry if it's been a lot on your heart. Just know that you're gonna be okay, and we're gonna be fine. There's times where you kind of just feel so overwhelmed. You do, but you're gonna be okay. You really are. I feel like we are. And to people who probably they couldn't hold it, they just feel like they just can't go any further, it's just please just keep going, and just keep going for you. Kind of just do it for you. Just think of yourself and just go. One thing I love what someone said, they said, do something today that your future self is going to thank you for. So just do things that you'll thank yourself for in the future. Just like keep pushing, and then you'll notice a year from now you'll look back and go, oh my god, I'm so happy that I kept pushing hard, or not pushing hard, but just or maybe you need to go easy on yourself. So go easy on yourself today, and then in the future, a year from now, you're gonna look back and go, oh my god, I'm so happy that I went easy on myself that day, like I didn't push myself. So just different things like that. So yeah, just stay tuned, you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for listening, to whoever listened to the podcast. Yeah, so thank you. God bless. Have a good day or night whenever you're listening to this. And yeah, all right, bye-bye.